Before I tell you that the town or city you live in is about to be renamed, please subscribe and donate and become a member, because the stuff you hear here will not be heard virtually anywhere else. Jerry Amernic is a journalist. He is a novelist. He joins me today because you have a book coming out soon talking about the renaming of certain places in Canada. For instance, a few blocks from here, Young-Dundas Square has been named, I can't even pronounce it. What's its name, Jerry?
Sankofa Square.
Sankofa Square.
Yes.
I'm told it cost more than $3 million to change that name.
Yes.
And where'd that name come from?
It comes from Ghana, which was used to be the Gold Coast in West Africa, which was a major slave trading nation in the North Atlantic slave trade. And it was slow to ban slavery. So what they've done with renaming Young-Dundas Square, they want to get rid of the name Dundas. Dundas, in fact, was an abolitionist, an ardent abolitionist who was instrumental in eventually eradicating slavery in Scotland and ultimately here in Upper Canada, because he appointed John Graves Simcoe, First Lieutenant Governor of Upper Canada. And in 1793, they passed a law to limit slavery here, the first such law anywhere in the British Commonwealth. So what they've done, they've taken the name of an abolitionist and replaced it with a name that comes from a prime slave trading nation.
That no one knows, that no one can pronounce. You pronounce it very well, but very few people can pronounce it. So what's going on? What stupidity is that?
Well, it
is
is.
Explained to people I know from the press, has explained to people before that, this is a cocked up thing.
Yes, it is. Yeah. Well, it's lunacy, it's irony, and it's tragedy. And I'm a history nut. I write novels. I write nonfiction books. I do a lot of articles. And history, I'm a nut for history. If you saw my office, you'd see stuff. For hundreds of years.
History. You're a student of history, which is fabulous.
No, when I say nut, that's just a passion of mine. And I often do talks about the fact that young people today do not know history because the school system has abandoned it. And in fact, even their teachers don't know the history. So the public at large doesn't know the history.
Right.
Our politicians certainly don't know the history, and they kowtow to special interest groups.
So what special interest group do they kowtow to rename a very big square in pro-slavery? Well, aren't there many people who say, I'm pro-slavery?
No, of course not. But first they've disparaged the name of Henry Dundas, who was a Scottish parliamentarian.
So they're wrong on that, but then they say, okay, we need a new name.
Yeah, well, they have a modus operandi that basically they put together a committee of people of like meaning who don't know the history, who have an agenda, who look at history from ideology. They don't look at history from facts. My book coming out soon is about facts, all right? And they persuade councillors to topple statues or change names of subway stations or libraries or change the square in the biggest square in the biggest city in Canada.
So are you saying that we have idiots as elected politicians?
Well, I'm glad you used that term because the initial working title of my book was Sleepwalking: How the Idiots Stole Our Country. I was advised to take the subtitle off, which I did, but I must tell you that is my sentiment.
Thank you very much. I can hardly wait for that book to be out. Jerry, thank you. 3 minutes. To those of you who have subscribed and donated, a heartfelt thank you. You're keeping us on the air. If you're watching and you haven't, please try to do so, because 4 years ago we started this show because there needed to be independent analysis. Now more than ever, with the Online Harms Act, once that gets into law, it's been passed once by the House, there are going to be hundreds of bureaucrats censoring the news in Canada, censoring this show. We need to keep it on the air. Thanks for your support.